going on, everybody? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, we're gonna be talking Naoya Inoue versus Picasso. Excuse me if I'm butchering his name. It's going down. Saturday, December 27th. Um, out here in America, and it's gonna be going down in the morning. So I'm gonna get this quick, breakdown and let you guys know, where I'm coming from in this fight, and let you guys know, how I see this fight going and how I see this fight playing out. Like I said, anyway has been a staple here at this channel for as long as I've been talking about boxing. I really think he's coming into his own right now. I don't think he's past his prime. I don't think there's a whole lot of slippage with, Inoue. I think he's beaten, you know, big time guys and big time fights at that lower weight division. The biggest fights for that weight division that he's in. You know what I'm saying? Junior featherweight and below. Um, and I just feel like, he can at this point, he can fight, you know, the who's who. I think he can go as high as right now. I think he can go as high as you know, featherweight, super featherweight. Um, I just think right now, the sky's the ceiling for him right now, especially with his skill set, for sure. But I want to talk about, Alan Picasso. Not a lot of people know about him. He is, a relatively unknown fighter. If you don't really watch boxing, if you're not a diehard boxing fan, you won't even know about him. I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. You won't know about him. I think, right now that he's that type of guy where he can definitely upset the apple cart. Am I saying he's gonna do that? I'm not saying, he's gonna do that necessarily. Smash that like button as soon as you guys come in, y'all. I need you as soon as you guys come in to smash that like button. Um, I'm not saying that he's gonna be able to do that, but I am saying that he does have some tools and weapons that could possibly give Inoue, um, a little bit of disruption in his fight plan that he has in store. Him and his father and head trainer. Um, you know. I want to know. I want you guys to know right now that Inoue is a special fighter. I feel like I'm not trying to ride his coattail, nothing like that. I've been saying this for a very long time now. I think he's, at that top level for a reason. He doesn't, shortcut the sport. He's a really dedicated fighter, on and out, inside and outside of the ring. I think he, takes the sport very seriously. Um, and I just feel like if you have some red flags in your boxing career outside of the ring, eventually it'll show inside of the ring, as well. And that definitely goes with, all of the fighters that I talk about here at this channel. But I think he does the sport justice. I think he's a hell of a fighter. He's out there in Japan, putting on a show, man, for his fight fans. Now this fight right here, is a fight that a lot of people, you know, didn't see coming. A lot of people didn't think that Picasso, deserved this position. Yes, he is a undefeated fighter, but a lot of people say who is he beat to even get to that number one spot to fight Inoue on, national, TV or the apps, should I call but this fight will be on the zone. The sport, sports app. If you guys don't know, the zone is a big player in the sport of boxing, and I think right now, you know, um, Inoue's coming into his own. I think he's getting promoted a lot more now. I see, I haven't seen Eddie Hearn at this fight, at the weigh-in and stuff like that. So he's definitely getting promoted a lot right now. And I think a lot of people, I think Inoue has a style to be a fan-friendly fighter. I think a lot of fight fans across the world, can respect Inoue type of fighter. He comes forward, he tries to get you knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He tries to ice the shit out you at any given time. And he's just that type of fighter. He's a high level fighter with a high boxing IQ. And these fighters come around once in a lifetime. I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. We're looking at something very, very special. Inoue is one of those type of fighters, you know, that you could actually knock him down and think that you're winning the fight. You know what I'm saying? And then Luis Nery's fight, he got knocked down in the first round of that fight, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna take you down a step down memory lane. Okay, he got knocked down in the first round of that fight. Okay, got back up. Okay, was stunned. Okay, knew Luis Nery tried to go in for the kill in the first round, get Inoue out of there. Okay, now there's a backstory behind that as well because Luis Neri got tested before this fight. Before I break down that fight as well, Luis Neri got caught for a banned substance, and that is a big no-no in boxing. Being that you could actually die in the ring. So and you can't play boxing. So if people feel like they can cheat in boxing, that's a big black eye to the sport of boxing. And Luis Neri got caught for a banned substance, and he got suspended for it. But before then, he had two fights with a Japan legend. Okay, a fighter that I'm pretty sure Inoue looked up to at some point in his career. And he was gonna fight Luis Neri, and they fought, and he knocked him out in the first fight 4 rounds, the second fight 2 rounds. So there was a rematch. Okay, and after that, then Inoue not too long after got the phone call or either offered the fight to I'm pretty sure they offered the fight to Luis Neri, and Luis Neri accepted the fight. Okay, and so when Luis Neri and Inoue fought, okay, Luis Neri, you guys got to think he's already got knocked a Japan legend out, okay, in in 2 fights, okay, in 2 fights, the a Japan legend, a Japan hero, okay, got knocked out and wiped away, okay, in 2 fights, okay, within 4 rounds apiece. You know what I'm saying? One 4 rounds, the other one 2 rounds. So you got to think, knocking out a Japan legend like that, and you were already caught with a banned substance, taints those victories. Not only taints those victories, has a lot of people out here thinking, what kind of fighter are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you a cheat? Are you the real deal, or are you a cheat? Because in boxing, if you cheat, you know, it's severe consequences because a lot of cheaters, you're trying to gain an edge in a very, very brutal sport. Okay, you're trying to gain an edge in a very, very brutal sport that a lot of boxing fans already see as a very dangerous sport. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and when it comes to dangerous, I mean, you know, it's listen, man, it could go down at any time, man. Anything could happen in the ring. So you guys got to think that boxing is a very dangerous sport. And why I say that to say this, when you cheat in the sport of boxing, that gives it a more heightened level of danger. Okay, you can actually be in severe um danger with a fighter cheating because he's not only are y'all probably, somewhere up in here, but when you cheat, say the fighter is down here and you are a better fighter, but when you cheat, you bring that level all the way high. Could be possibly in some instances it could be actually you're getting so much of advantage. You're so much of at an advantage. The fighter that's clean is at a disadvantage. So it's like it's so many different ways you can look at it. But the main thing is to me is the dangerous part of it. The severity of it because you could actually be in there and be fighting with a dirty fighter and he has Just say he's taking a drug that gives him more oxygen than you. So you're winded after 5, 6, 7 rounds. You're winded, you're feeling it. And then all of a sudden, this guy's got a boost of energy where you don't even know where the hell that thing came from. And you're like, oh man, I'm in trouble. This guy's got me hurt, you know? So when you come up with stuff like that, it's one of those things that you got to really pay attention to the sport, man. You got to really look at the sport in a different way than a lot of people do. I really feel like right now in the sport of boxing, there's very few fighters like Inoue. You know, and I'm not gonna make this whole breakdown about Inoue, but you gotta understand where Inoue has came from. He started out fighting big time fighters, big time guys early in his career. I mean, we're talking real early. Under 10 fights. This guy's fighting for world titles. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. First of all, that's unheard of in boxing. Just first of all, that's unheard of in boxing. Very, very few fighters in under 10 professional fights, you're fighting for a world title. Okay? Hold on. I just want to fact check that real quick. Okay, I'm on box right now because I threw that out there, so I want to make sure I'm right. One, two, three, four, five, six. Hold on. I'm gonna count it right now because I don't want to tell you guys any BS. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. In his ninth professional fight, he fought for the WBO world title. Oh man. Oh man. Come on now. In his what is this? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eighth fight. It's even lower than that. WBC World Light Flyweight title. That's in his. I knew it was 10 fights and under, but damn, this is like 5 fights and under. I was even more baffled. One, two, three, four, five, six. In his sixth professional fight, Inoue fought Adrian Hernandez, okay, at the Oto City General Gymnasium, Tokyo, okay, for the WBC World Light Flyweight title at 108 pounds. Okay, stopped him in the sixth round to become champion for the first time in 6 fights. It only took him 6 fights to become a world champion. You guys got to understand that's unheard of. That's unheard of. That is unheard of. And I just hope you guys out there understand the type of fighter that we're talking about right now and the level of fighter that we're talking about right now. Anyway, like I said, and I'll say it again, man. He's a once in a lifetime type of fighter, a once in a generational type of fighter as well. Because, you know, depending on when you're watching anyway fight in your whole boxing life, you know you might only see this type of fighter coming around, especially at these lower weight classes. Man, we seen Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao wasn't as a technician as Inoue. And I'm not trying to take anything away from a Manny Pacquiao, but when you're talking about Manny Pacquiao, okay, and Inoue, I mean, to me, just the boxing technical aspect of it. I'm not talking about the heart. I'm not talking about the dedication. I'm not questioning any of that from the great Manny Pacquiao. But what I'm saying is just off the technicianship alone, just off of being able to, you know, cut the ring off, being able to adapt to any boxing style. Okay, I really feel like Inoue, in my eyes, is um is more advanced than Manny Pacquiao. I'm just keeping it all the way funky right now here at Quarterly Boxing. And I know that might ruffle a couple feathers, man, but hey, man, I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? I said what I said. and I've been saying this for the last 7 years. Check the check the script, man. You know, a lot of you guys are getting on Inoue's bandwagon here of late, here of the last 2 to 3 years. Some of you in the last 6 months, because he's fought 4 times this year. This will be his fourth fight this year. Okay? Just because I was away from the sport of boxing doesn't mean I wasn't watching the sport of boxing. Watch yourself. Yeah. So you guys gotta understand, man. Inoue is the type of fighter. Like I said, let me do this breakdown real quick because that's where I was heading to before. You know, Inoue versus Lewis Neri. Okay, you guys know Lewis Neri not, has been, popped for banned substances and stuff like that. Inoue fought Lewis Neri after he was already caught for banned substances. Okay, he did a year or two ban. Okay, they banned him for the year or two of any boxing event you can put on. You can't box at all for a year or two. Okay, and when he came back, not too long after, he fought Inoue. Inoue still wanted to fight him after you were known a drug cheat, after you were known to be, you know, in some eyes, a tainted boxer. You know, a boxer that, you know, we don't know what the hell you coming to the ring on. You know what I'm saying? And so Inoue still fought him. Even after this guy, Lewis Neri, knocked out a Japan legend, okay? A Japan legend twice, not once, but twice, came back and fought Lewis Neri under all of those circumstances with no problem. Smash that like button and subscribe. Corley Boxing. You already know the score. So let's go. So after you already know he done knocked you out, knocked your idol out, your hero, or whatever you want to call it, because Inoue definitely looked up to him. So when you fight a guy like that and you actually knock a guy like that out twice and you're a jug cheat after that, okay? Inoue fought you no problem. You knocked Inoue down in the first round, okay? Okay, this was in Japan. This fight took place in Japan in front of Japan fans. Japan fans wanted to see Inoue do something that their Japan hero couldn't do, which was knock Lewis Neri out. Not only did Lewis Neri knock down Inoue, one of the only times he's been knocked down in his professional career, okay, but had him leaking from the nose. Possible broken nose in the first round. Okay? So you got all of these obstacles that you're under. Okay? The pressure of being in your hometown, having to win, having to get it done in your hometown, and you still getting it done. But let me finish. So Lewis Neri knocked him down in the first round. After Lewis Neri knocked him down in the first round, Inoue came back and knocked him down in the second round. Man, you want to talk about a change of events. This was an action-packed fight. The legendary Bob Arum, 90-something years old, still in boxing, was front row. Hall of Fame promoter Bob Arum, front row, and his wife. You guys got to understand the level of this fighter. You know what I'm saying? Bob Arum is 90-something years old, flying on a plane across the globe, you know, to see this fighter. So then, Lewis Neri got knocked down in the second round. Okay, in the second round, Lewis Neri gets knocked down. The Japan fans go wild. But one thing about Japan fans is they are very quiet fans and respectable fans in the arena. They are very respectable fans in the arena. Okay? So they're gonna be actually more quiet than American fans would be. Out there in Japan, they they watch the sport a lot different, or they get a more, I guess you could say, more respect to the fighters. I guess they they're very quiet. That's how they watch their fights. You know. So then Inoue comes back and knocks Louis Neri out in the sixth round, man. Get him out of there. Okay. That was a couple fights ago. Okay. And then, he wound up winning a lot of Japan fans over after he beat that guy like that, after he beat Louis Neri like that. And that fight was for the IBF Super Bantamweight Championship of the World, the WBC World Super Bantamweight Championship of the World, and the WBO World Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. And he beat him at 121, at 122 pounds, excuse me. Weighed in at 121. Probably both rehydrated to probably, I don't know. I don't know. They had the IBF. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that the IBF has a 10-pound rule the next day, but I'm not sure if that relates to these smaller fighters. I'm not sure, but I would think that they would come in the ring, somewhere upwards of 130, 130 pounds, and something. Um, but then he's gonna be fighting David Pascal, Picasso, excuse me, at the super bantamweight division. Okay, so this fight is gonna be at the super bantamweight division at 121 pounds. That's what they both weighed in at. So, you know, this is a big fight, man. And not only is this a big fight for Inoue, because there's a lot of implications moving forward. If Inoue wins this fight, you know, he gets, to fight another Japan legend, excuse me, and Junto Nakatani. Yeah, Juno Nakatani. This could be Inoue's, okay, future opponent if he can get this win, man. If he can beat Picasso, they already got the Tokyo Dome on reserve for this fight. If he can get this W, there's a lot riding on it. Nakatani has a fight in front of him as well. Okay. He's got to fight undefeated Sebastian Hernandez Reyes. Okay. Which Sebastian Reyes is 20-0 with 18 knockouts. Okay. So, there's a lot riding on this, man. He's from he's from Baja Tijuana, California. So I want to see this fight, man. I gotta see this fight. I want to see how this fight goes. I'm gonna be going live tonight, you guys, for the Inoue fight. I'll probably go live for the Nakatani fight. I'll give you guys a double header tonight. I know you guys been missing the quarterly box, and I know you guys been probably wondering where the hell I've been at, what the hell I've been up to, man. But I started my own business, and I've been away from the sport. I had to focus on that and the family. So, you know, like I said, I'm back, man. I'm gonna be going live for the fight tonight. So to break this fight down in so many ways, Picasso has the way he can win is he's gonna have to box from the outside. Okay, he's gonna have to box from the outside. He's gonna have to try to pick his shots from Inoue. Be very, very, you know, be very, very, in my eyes, be distance because I feel like Inoue is as a technician from short and mid range. He's a technician. He can definitely get you out of there short and mid range. Okay. He's been one of the ice season MVPs for sure here at Corey Lee's Boxings. You know we do the ice season for sure. Okay, he's one of the captains on the ice season team. Excuse me. I mean, this guy comes in and he can get you out of there, ice you clean up, and get rid of you. And a lot of Inoue fights, the judges are not needed. He's that type of fighter. He has over a 90% KO ratio. We really respect those type of fighters here at Corey Lee Boxing. Okay? We really respect those type of fighters here at Corey Lee Boxing. He's the type of fighter that will stare you down. Okay? You might think he's you know, a Japan chump. You might feel like in the beginning of his career, he wasn't. Who was he fighting? Who was he fighting? Was he fighting this guy, that guy? But the one thing you knew when you watched a Naoya Inoue fight is that he could get you out of there at any given time. Dangerous fighter. Okay? Sometimes susceptible to certain shots. We seen in the Donaire fight where he got knocked down. We seen in the Lewis Neri fight, he got knocked down. But does Picasso have that power to sit Inoue down? And to me, Corey Lee Boxing, the answer is no. He does not have that power to knock Inoue down or to hurt him. And so for that reason alone, knowing that he's not going to be able to keep Inoue off of him for all 12 rounds, knowing that fire and that aggression is coming his way, and knowing you could get knocked down, okay, and iced at any given time with Inoue. He's a technician, okay? I think Inoue finishes Picasso in 8 rounds or under. Definitely. Definitely, man. It's that type of fight, man. I think Inoue is that type of fighter, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, please watch this fight tonight. He's a once in a generational talent. When he's out of this sport, we're going to be yearning for another guy like him. And we might not get another guy like him for the next 10, 20 years from Japan. That good of a fighter. Winning a world championship in your 6th professional fight. You're 31-0 now. That means you've been fighting for well over 80% of your career. You've been fighting world title fights. You just don't see that too much in boxing. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to just be completely honest with you. Smash that like button and subscribe. Inoue finishes Picasso in 8 rounds or under. I truly feel like he can finish him in under 4. I don't know how hard his foot is going to be on the gas pedal. Do you really want to get him out and show the fans you're not playing and you're ready for Nakatani? Do you send a statement? Do you get him out of there in this, dare I say, the second, as early as the 2nd round? Possible 1st round. But it won't go past 8 rounds. Guaranteed. This is the Corey Lee Boxing stamp. This fight will not go past 8 rounds. Okay? That over-under is 6 rounds and under. If I had to bet on him finishing them within 6 rounds or under, I would go with yes, but Picasso is a hungry Mexican fighter. We know Mexican fighters can be durable, especially to the punishment. We might already know who's going to win in the 3rd, 4th round. But how much longer after we know that, okay, we distinctively know that, can Inoue get him out of there? It's $1 million question. The depending on how much bread you putting on there, the odds from the 6 rounds and under, I think were plus. I mean, excuse me, minus. I mean, for it to go uh over 6 rounds was I think minus 125, I believe. So they're giving you 6 rounds in this fight. They're giving you 6 rounds to play with. So let me tell you guys, man, it's I'm thinking it's gonna go down in I think it's gonna go down around 7 or 8. I think he's gonna get a feel out round, couple rounds. And then I think he's gonna go ahead and finish him and get him out of there. Um, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please smash that like button and subscribe, man. I will be coming back live tonight. Okay, well in the morning in just a couple hours. For the Nakatani fight and the Inoue fight. Okay, building up into their highly anticipated fight that could possibly be going down in May of 2026. Okay. This is a mega, mega two Japan superstars. Okay. Could be, you know, they're on a collision course. Both guys know what's in front of them. And both guys have got to get the job done for this mega fight to go down in Japan. Okay. Okay, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me guys know, what topics you possibly want to hear moving forward. And yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Corey Lee Boxing, and we are back with another banger.